This is a breaking news alert. More war has broken out just now in the Middle East. Israel has engaged in a military strike of Iran. They are striking nuclear facilities and also apparently high-rise apartment buildings in Iranian capital of Tehran. We're seeing this happen right now. Also, air sirens going up in Baghdad, where there's a U.S. Air Force base. There are explosions there, potentially Iran retaliatory airstrikes against through proxy groups, potentially of U.S. interests in Iraq. And we're also seeing potential retaliation in Israel, Iran striking back there. We will be keeping you posted, but let's talk about what we know has gone down, as also the Trump regime has called their cabinet together to deal with this massive war that is now breaking out in the Middle East. So we know that Israeli Minister of Defense Israel Katz declared a special state of emergency in the home front throughout the entire state of Israel, following the state of Israel's preemptive strikes against Iran, a missile and a drone attack against the state of Israel and its civilian population was expected in the immediate future. We then heard loud explosions over Tehran. I'll show you an example right here. These strikes on Tehran reportedly targeted air defenses and other military sites throughout the city. Take a look here, but we've also seen residential buildings being targeted as well. Here, play this clip. You can see right here some of the damage to residential buildings, high-rise apartments. A high-rise apartment building is seen partially collapse in the Iranian capital of Tehran, followed by these strikes by Israel. Take a look over here. A fire scene burning inside of an apartment building in the Farzad neighborhood of Tehran. Let's play this clip. Now, here's additional damage and fire seen burning in the high-rise apartment buildings in the Iranian capital of Tehran, following a possible decapitation strike against Iranian military and political leadership by Israel. And Israeli officials confirming that they have targeted nuclear sites like those in Natanz and Fordow in Iran. Now, as Tommy Vietor talks about, the U.S. and Iran are supposed to hold their 6th round of nuclear talks this Sunday, the day after Donald Trump is holding a dictator parade for himself. This is a massive FU by Netanyahu to Trump, and it completely undercuts all of Trump's claims that wars would never start if he was president. Remember Donald Trump posting memes of himself like this, him and Benjamin Netanyahu and Donald Trump partying with women dressed like this, and Trump building statues of himself in the Middle East. Our editor-in-chief, Ron Filipkowski, writes, "We're bombing the Houthis. Israel is bombing Iran and Gaza. Russia is bombing Ukraine. We're threatening Greenland. Not to mention Donald Trump has nationalized the federal guards and sent the Marines against California. When is all the peace and tranquility going to happen that Trump promised us he would accomplish on day one, because everyone around the world was supposedly afraid of him?" Now, it also seems that right-wing extremist ambassador to Israel, Mike Huckabee, almost tipped off that there was going to be this strike by Israel against Iran. He goes, at our embassy in Jerusalem and closely following the situation, we will remain here all night. Pray for peace in Jerusalem. Here's how the New York Times describes what's going down. Israel launches attack on Iran as Tehran scrambles jets. The Israeli strike followed months of disagreements between Trump and Netanyahu of Israel over how to handle Iran. Mr. Netanyahu has long proposed using military force to derail Iran's nuclear ambitions. On Thursday, Mr. Trump said again that he did not want Israel to launch an attack, predicting that doing so would scuttle the chance of a diplomatic solution. I think it would blow it, he said. Then he added a nod to the other side of the equation, saying that an attack might help it. Actually, but it could also blow it. It might help it. It could also blow it. The hell is Donald Trump even talking about? Several months ago, Trump waved off an Israeli plan to strike out Iran. Meanwhile, MAGA Republican extremist Lindsey Graham goes, game on. Pray for Israel. Our editor-in-chief, Ron Filipkowski, aptly writes, it's not a game, dipshit. Remember on June 12th, earlier in the day, when Donald Trump said earlier this around 5:09 p.m. before the strike, we remain committed to a diplomatic resolution to the Iran nuclear issue. My entire administration has been directed to negotiate with Iran. They could be a great country, but they first must completely give up hopes of obtaining a nuclear weapon. Thank you for your attention to this matter, the art of the deal. Remember the types of videos that Donald Trump would post of himself about what a great negotiator he was and that he could do deals so easily in Iran? Like this. Here, play this clip right here.
Our president will start a war with Iran because he has absolutely no ability to negotiate. He's weak and he's ineffective. Speaking of World War III, I'll keep you out of World War III. What would happen if we had a war? We won't, with me, but you will have World War III, I believe, without me, but we won't have. I will be sure that World War III will not happen. I'm the only one can say it won't happen. But I stand here today, and I'm the only candidate who can make this promise. I will prevent, and very easily, World War III, very easily. Well, here a short time ago, Iran launched 181 ballistic missiles at Israel, and I've been talking about World War III for a long time, and I don't want to make predictions because the predictions always come true. We're not going to make, but they are very close to global catastrophe. We have a non-existent president and a non-existent vice president.
Meanwhile, the military equipment in the United States is now being used against United States citizens and people in the U.S. Donald Trump has more military now in California than he does in Iraq and other areas in the Middle East, attacking Americans. And then Donald Trump is sending a huge amount of war vehicles, howitzers, and other weapons of war to do a dictator parade for himself. Looks like we're just getting word now from Marco Rubio, Secretary of State. Here's what he's writing. Tonight, Israel took unilateral action against Iran. We are not involved in strikes against Iran, and our top priority is protecting American forces in the region. Israel advised us that they believe this action was necessary for its self-defense. President Trump and the administration have taken all necessary steps to protect our forces and remain in close contact with our regional partners. Let me be clear. Iran should not target U.S. interests or personnel. Filipkowski writes, our editor-in-chief, we fund and arm Israel, who would never do this without our permission, but Lil Marco and his senile orange boss think there might be someone in the world who is as gullible as their domestic cultists. Because as I mentioned, there are reports now of explosions in Baghdad, reports of missile launches by Iran towards Israel. Things are really heating up, folks, and this is one of those situations that you would have hoped that you have somebody in charge who actually knows what the hell they're doing, other than someone like Donald Trump. What else are we learning right here? Axios reports that Israeli leaders have been transferred to safe locations following tonight's strikes against Iran, believing that Iran will strike and seek to do assassination attempts on Israeli leaders. All flights have been suspended at the Imam Khomeini International Airport. Residents report hearing explosions in the Iranian cities of Isfahan, Iraq, and Kermanshah, which all house or are located near military bases of the Iranian armed forces. One of the statements that we also know as well is that Israel's military generals say they believe this can go on for weeks, potentially. One of the Israeli strikes earlier on the Iranian capital of Tehran reportedly targeted Iran's chief of general staff, Major General Mohammad Bagheri. We're learning about that as well. And we'll keep you posted every step of the way here, folks, on the Meidastouch network. Of course, Donald Trump promised that that something like this would never happen ever. And he said people are stupid if they would allow this to happen. Again, this is one of those times where real leadership would be important. And we don't have that here in the United States, as all-out war is breaking out right now in the Middle East as Israel strikes Iran. We'll keep you posted every step of the way. Keep checking back here. We're going to be giving you constant updates. Thanks for watching. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 5 million subscribers.
Can't get enough Midas? Check out the Midas Plus Substack for ad-free articles, reports, podcasts, daily recaps from Ron Filipkowski, and more. Sign up for free now at MidasPlus.com.